Hi, I'm Bill Stevenson, the news director for iFiber One News. We're taking time to interview candidates for the elections in November. We've invited 60 candidates for 30 general elections in Grant County. Not all of them responded. But today, we're going to meet with someone running for the position of director for the Moses Lake School District, Susan Freeman. We offered her opponent, Connie Pikens, the time as well, but she didn't respond. So today, we're going to talk with Susan. How are you doing, Susan?
I'm wonderful, Bill. How are you?
Great. So, can you start off by telling a little bit about yourself and why you decided to run for the school district?
My family's been involved in school things for generations. My grandmother was a teacher back when the schools were 2 rooms, and her sister was in the other room. My parents both drove school bus. My sister's a teacher. My brother's currently a school bus driver. I got grandkids in the district. I just felt it was time for me to step up and give back and help out and, do some things. I'm not one to sit back and just grumble about things. I like to get in and try to help solve the problems.
All right. So our first question is, what is the most important thing you see that needs improvement at the Moses Lake School District if you're elected?
Well, there's a couple things. And I think probably the solution is the same for both. We are failing on the scores for the tests, which, is a problem. I'm not sure exactly yet why or what can be done about that. I do know that the McCleary decision indicated that the school system in the state is broken, and that throwing more money at it wasn't necessarily the solution. Our Constitution requires that we fund basic education fully as part of our budget process, and that is arguable by various people. However, overcrowding is probably our biggest problem in Moses Lake schools. We have currently a rather large excess, probably about 20% more students than we have rooms for. And so solutions are being bantered around for that. They've recently decided to do staggered start times and so forth, and I'm not sure how successful that is. I know parents are really upset about it. They've mentioned that to me, and I think there's some workable solutions for that they haven't really come to the table yet.
All right. So what experience do you have that's going to help you if you get elected to this office?
Oh, I'm a problem solver. I work in an industry where every client that comes through the door is got a different issue, and I have to figure it out just to make it work. And I've been on the boards of a couple different nonprofit organizations in the past, so I'm familiar with the board process. And
okay. One of the issues that we ask every candidate for every election, because it's important to us as a news service, is how candidates feel about the role of open government.
I think it's a good thing. I think that transparency in the processes of any governmental organization is really, really important for the general public. I've been to a few school board meetings, and they talk in a language all their own there. I'll have to learn that language.
Yeah, that could be tough. So, how should Moses Lake School District address overcrowding?
They're looking at doing all year-round school, which I think is a workable solution. However, I'm not certain that the plan they have for a rolling schedule is as user-friendly as maybe staggering the breaks like they do in school districts like in California, where they have, instead of a 3-month off in the summer, they have a whole month off at the quarter breaks around Christmas and around Memorial Day, and, you know, they stagger them around through the year, but they still have the same amount of time off. It's just not in a huge block. That large block of time off is a real detriment for especially the younger kids in their learning process. They forget over the summer, and they have to make it back up again.
Okay. How do you feel about building a second high school?
I think building a second high school is something that is inevitable in Moses Lake. I think the second high school is the key there, rather than to build a great big huge facility to replace the high school that we have. I think it's probably a more workable option for a district our size to build a second one. It gives us an opportunity for intramural sports and so forth between the two schools too, which gets more kids participating.
Okay, you talked a little bit about year-round education. Can you expand on that? Maybe discuss with us what you see as some of the problems with transitioning to a year-round school and some of the benefits when it's done?
Oh, habit is one of the problems. You know, people are in the habit of having summers off. But people's work schedules, other than in the school district, don't reflect that. So I think it will be, for most parents, it will be a good thing, because they have to figure out something for their kids to do while they're at work during the summer. And of course, we still have the breaks that they have to deal with, but it's shorter breaks. Year-round activity for the students, I believe, will be good to keep them, I hate to use the term off the streets, but that's the term. We do have some gang problems and so forth in Moses Lake, and I think if the kids have something to do and an outlet for their social activities that's productive, like going to school, then maybe they won't be quite so much in trouble.
All right. So what, in your experience and your thoughts, is the most important thing to help improve education?
Oh. Now that's a good question. And I'm not sure it's anything that the school board is responsible for doing. But it's, I do believe that vocational training is really important. Not everybody is cut out for a career sitting behind a desk in a professional or upper management position. Not every kid is going to go to college. But if everybody graduates from high school ready to move on to the next step of their life, which may be welding or truck driving or who knows. Anyway, I think vocational is a really good thing. I have a student that went through the vocational program there, and she's doing very well as a beautician.